Alright, so today we're going to look at how to find a missing side and angle using the law of cosines. So the law of cosines is kind of like the law of sines. You use it to find a missing angle or side of a non-right triangle. If you look here, we don't have a right triangle. There's no little square that shows us we have a 90-degree angle. And we're asked to find A. So we're asked to find a lowercase a means we're looking for a side. Side A is going to be across from angle A, which would be up here. So I know I'm looking for this side. I'm just going to go ahead and label everything else that I have as well. I have side C, because it's across from angle C. And I have side B, because it's across from angle B. So what I'm going to do is use the law of cosines. Now the law of cosines, it can be set up in different order, but basically it's all based off of what you're looking for. If we're looking for side A, the formula for the law of sines starts off, or the law of cosines, I'm sorry, starts off with side A. So in our instance, A is what we're looking for. The law of cosines in this case would be A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC times the cosine of angle A. Okay, so let's just talk about this. First off, we're finding side A, so that goes out first, and then everything else depends on what we're not looking for. So what we're given, I'm given side B, I'm given side C. I have both of those here. Again, I have side B and side C already. And then I'm looking for, or I'm going to use the cosine of angle A. Angle A is what I have. I have 55 degrees. So everything's set up based off of what you need and what you already have. So I'm going to go ahead and just plug things in. Obviously, we're looking for A. There's no value for A, but I'm still going to use the green color just to show you where everything comes from. B is 15. So I have 15 squared plus C is 13, and then we're going to subtract 2 times B times C times the cosine of angle A. Angle A is 55 degrees. So now I have everything set up. Once everything's set up, it's a pretty easy problem to solve here. If you notice, I don't have any variables on the right side of this equal sign. So all I'm doing is using like order of operation to simplify this as much as possible. I'm going to start off just going from left to right basically. I'm going to start off with 15 squared. 15 squared is 225. And then 13 squared is 196, or 169. 169 minus 2 times 15 times 13. Two times 15 times 13 times the cosine of 55 degrees. And that's going to get you 223.6948102. Now that's where all of this was used to get that number. Okay, we're subtracting all of this. We're still subtracting all of it. We multiplied everything to get this number. Okay, so I'm going to add these two pieces because you add before you subtract. So I'm going to add these two pieces. I have 225 plus 169, and that's going to be 394. And I'm still subtracting the 223.6948102. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and subtract that. this is going to equal 170.3051898. Okay. Now this is not what a equals. This is, if you look at it, it's a squared. So this is what a squared equals. And what we have to do is get a by itself by taking the square root of both sides. Okay. So you can use your calculator to do that. I'm going to hit second square root, second answer, and that's going to bring up the square root of 170.305. That's going to be 13.05. So this is what side A is equal to. Okay. I'm going to give you an example of how to find a missing angle. Again, that was to find a missing side. Okay, so to find a missing side, an example here. This example says to find the measure of angle C, and the triangle given looks like this. This is C, this is B, this is A. Okay, so we're trying to find the measure of angle C, and we're given all three sides, so I can easily use the law of cosines to find angle C. Now remember how I said that there's different ways to set this up? It's all based off of what you're looking for. So if I'm looking for the measure of angle C, I don't need the cosine of A. One, I don't have it, and two, I'm not looking for it, so I don't need this. So what I'm going to do is set everything up based off of that angle, because that's what I'm looking for. So I know that I'm looking for the cosine of C, and if I'm looking for the cosine of C, that means I have to use side C instead of A. And that means that wherever I have a C, I need to put the A. Okay. Now, again, it's all based off of what you have. I'm looking for angle C. That means I have to use side C out here, and I have to have my other two sides in here, which is B and A. So I'm just switching places. So I'm going to go ahead and plug everything in. First off, I guess we should label everything. This is side C, this is side A, and this is side B. Okay. So I have a bunch of little squares. I'm going to just plug everything in. So I have C squared out front. C is 30, B is 17, A is 18, and again, B is 17, so times 17, and then times 18, and okay, so then from here again, it's pretty much a calculator problem. We're still looking for the cosine C, and we will have to move some things around to get C by itself, but I'm just going to put everything into the calculator first. That way we can get rid of all these funky exponents, and we have less to worry about there. All right, so let's start this off. So 30 squared is 900. 17 squared is 289. 18 squared is 324, and we're subtracting. 2 times 17 times 18, 2 times 17 times 18, and that's 612, and that's being multiplied by cosine of c. So my goal here is to get this c by itself, this angle c. I guess I should make that more apparent. That's what I'm looking for, angle c. So what I need to do is get everything else away from c. All of these numbers and eventually this cosine. I want to move it to the left. So what I'm going to do is put these two together since I'm adding them. I'm not going to subtract the 612 because it's being multiplied and I can't get rid of it again because it's being multiplied. So I have 289 plus the 324. So I have equals, this is 613 minus 612 times the cosine of c. I need to get rid of this 613 before I can worry about this because it's all attached to c. I have to get rid of this 613 first. I'm going to do that by subtracting 613 from both sides. So these will cancel. 900 minus 613 is 287. 287 equals negative, you have to keep the subtraction sign, 612 times the cosine of c. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, because this is no longer subtraction, we think of it as a negative, I'm going to get rid of it by dividing both sides by negative 612. So the negative 612s will cancel, and all I have left on this side is the cosine of c. 287 divided by negative 612 is negative 0.4689542. Now, again, I'm still looking for this angle. To find a missing angle, I have to use the inverse trig function, in this case cosine. So angle C, the measure of angle C, will equal the inverse cosine of this decimal, which is negative 0.4689542. So if I hit second cosine, second answer, and hit enter, I will get the measure of angle C is equal to 117.97 degrees. If you wanted to round it, you could say the measure of angle C equals 118 degrees, and that would work as well. So that is how you find a missing angle using the law of cosines.